Are you feeling like this tension in your office? If so, it's time that you handle the issue head on. And in this video, I'm going to give you the lowdown on how to deal with difficult employees and settle workplace conflicts. Because unresolved workplace conflicts can lead to decreased productivity, employee dissatisfaction, and even legal consequences. Welcome to the channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help you become a more confident leader, and I do this with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. The first thing we have to do is identify the difficult employees. So you may have negative employees. These are the people that they're spreading gossip, they're spreading rumors. These are the people that create a toxic work environment. Negative people are the ones who refuse to cooperate with other coworkers, or they resist this great new idea that either you or one of your team members brought up, but they just absolutely can't work. These people cause delays, they cause mistakes. Then you have the non-compliant employees. And these people are going to cause delays or mistakes due to non-compliance with policies or procedures. They full out ignore deadlines or even quality standards, and they refuse to take any responsibility for their actions. They undermine the authority of you, your management team, and ultimately they don't fall in line. Then we have the aggressive employees, and these people, they may intimidate or bully their coworkers, maybe even you or other supervisors. They tend to create a hostile, unfriendly work environment, and they refuse to listen to feedback or suggestions. They ultimately disrupt the workflow of the team through a confrontational behavior. And then in general, we've just got difficult employees. They tend to harm the morale and the productivity. And that's because they may be disorganized, unreliable. They're being unresponsive to communication or to feedback. They're flat out being disrespectful or unprofessional, or they engage in dishonest or unethical behavior. You may have figured out all of these people are difficult to work with. So now we'd have to figure out, how are we going to address the conflict of these individuals? The first thing is that we have to gather information about the situation. You want to speak with the individuals in the conflict and get their perspective. You want to identify, or do the best you can to identify, what the root cause of the conflict is, and consider the impact of the conflict on the team or organization as a whole. From there, you have to clarify the expectations and the goals. That means to clearly know, what is it you want from this person or this resolution? You want to make sure that everyone involved understands what's expected. And side note, if you have someone who's been difficult and they've just been doing everything their own way, and you have a meeting with them, and they may not be happy about it, but they say, you set the standard and you say, okay, so tomorrow this is how work will go. You're going to do A, B, and C. If they agree, at that point, the conflict is over. They may not have a smile on their face. They may not be selling it to you like they absolutely buy in. But if you heard the expression, there's no point in beating a dead horse, you're only going to get so far. So once they acknowledge that they're on board with the new solution, stop talking about it. Anyway, if they're not on board, you want to outline the consequences of not reaching a resolution. You need to identify and acknowledge everybody's perspectives, but encourage everyone to share their thoughts and feelings. Encourage them to clear the air. Now, everybody's perspective can't be right, but it has to be considered and it has to be acknowledged, because this is how somebody may feel. It's how somebody sees things. As leaders, we can work towards helping them understand a different manner. Whether or not they buy into it, we can't really control, but we can lead them that direction. And as we work together with these individuals or these groups with conflict, we're going to go over a range of possible outcomes, of possible ways to fix this situation. Then we get to a point where we can agree on a plan of action. And what that means is that we're going to define the specific steps that will be taken and implemented with the chosen solution. You're going to assign responsibilities and deadlines and set up a system for monitoring the progress of making the adjustments necessary. Quick point here, if you're gaining value, part of your action plan for your self-development could be subscribing to this channel, because every week there's 2 to 3 brand new videos just like this. Moving on, we're going to be dealing with these specific types of difficult employees. For employees who are chronically negative, or they complain consistently or constantly, or both, first acknowledge their concerns and again, just validate their feelings. You want to reframe the conversation to focus more on solutions rather than problems. I used to have a manager and I laughed, but he wasn't wrong. Give me the solution, not the problem. And I was like, that's an easy way out. But the idea was, there's problems all around. Let's bring solutions to the forefront. When we're talking to our staff, encourage them to come up with or propose alternative solutions or approaches, or redirect their attention to some positive aspects of the situation or to the goals and the values of the team. For employees who just want to resist change for the sake of, well, we've always done it this way. First of all, that's not an answer that's going to fly. But we may need to provide them with clear and compelling reasons for the change or the idea. We need to highlight the potential benefits of the change or the idea. And we want to be making sure that we're providing the training and the resources, ultimately the support for this change. And when somebody's resisting, try to empower them to participate in the change or in the idea. Allow them opportunities to provide feedback or constructive criticism. They can't just say, I don't want to do it because this isn't going to work but give them an opportunity to clear the air, because we are then able to consider what they see as problems, which actually could be a problem, and we get to provide or work with them to provide the solution. Now, for your employees who are overly aggressive or confrontational, you first need to make sure that you're remaining calm and composed. You need to make sure that you're setting up expectations, you're setting boundaries for the behavior. And then as we're talking with the person, I want you to focus on the specific issues at hand rather than personal attacks or insults to the person, and offer solutions or alternatives to their confrontational behavior. Now, jumping into employees with poor communication skills. First, let's practice active listening and encouraging them to do the same. Next, be a valuable support member for them by providing them with specific and constructive feedback on their communication style. Perhaps you offer training or resources to help them improve. Now, this is all great for working with conflicts that have happened, but you know what would be even better? If we could prevent the conflicts from beginning, or prevent some of them. We're going to do that with clear communication. We're going to establish regular check-ins and communication channels for your team. We're going to encourage open and honest communication. We're going to set clear expectations and goals, and we're going to provide feedback and recognition regularly. Next, you want to work on creating a positive work environment. Encourage a culture of respect and inclusivity. Foster positive relationships and team building activities. Celebrate success and milestones. Address conflicts or negative behaviors as quickly and effectively as you can. It'll also help when you're providing regular feedback and support. Offer the constructive feedback and coaching. Provide the resources and training to support employee growth and development, and ensure that your employees have the necessary tools, the necessary resources to do the job effectively. But now you're saying, Mike, how does this look in the real world? How do I deal with difficult employees in the real world? To which I will say, watch this video here, because I shared an issue that one of my coaching students had, and I share the advice given. So get your coffee, and I'll see you there. Ciao.